Short week, but I got to do a deeper dive. But this week is just with content. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. What is up, Finn fans? Can you hear my sleeves? I sound like a flipping helicopter. It's Sunday night. I make my deeper dive video Sunday night, and then I release them Monday. I do most of my content the night before, besides the live streams. So I'm still jazzed to the roof about this victory over the Buffalo Bills. There's a lot I want to talk about in the deeper dive. Got some little tidbit nuggets. I got a little tidbit, little salty Bills that I want to talk about real quick. But again, it's going to be real quick because I'm already done with the Bills. Buffalo, vaya con Dios. I'm done with you. I see the Cincinnati Bengals right there. I'm going to say something to you, and then I'm going to shoo you away because I'm done with you. But let's jump into this. First and foremost, I want to talk about the concussion, right? The Miami Dolphins are being investigated by the NFLPA about their concussion protocol. And that's because Tua Tagovailoa, and even I'll own up to it, even I was kind of tricked by him falling because it looked like he had a real bad concussion because he went down like a sack of potatoes. But the concussion protocol in the NFL is very extensive. If you've never watched that movie with Will Smith, they don't mess around with concussions anymore. With all the CTE and everything going on, they have to wear the pads on their helmets during training camp and OTAs. They don't mess around with concussions anymore. So not only does the team doctor look at Tua Tagovailoa, but an independent doctor, part of the NFLPA and all that stuff, looks at Tua Tagovailoa. If he was not able to play because of a concussion, he would not have went back out on that field. And I will say this as well. The way he fell down, if he fell down like that because of a concussion, there is no way that man would be able to stay on his feet and finish the game. And there is no way that man would have made that throw on 3rd and 22 to Jalen Waddle down the middle in stride. I've had a serious concussion, and I've been half blind because of how bad the concussion was. There's no way he would have been able to finish that game, let alone make the passes he did, if he had a serious concussion like that. That being said, this is the quote from Tua Tagovailoa. From your perspective, can you kind of break down what happened towards the end of the first half with you getting shoved, hitting your head? Team said it's a head injury, and now Coach Mike McDaniel is just saying it's a back injury. You said it was you said your back was kind of what happened from your perspective, and this is what Tua had to say. On a QB sneak, which we all saw, I kind of got my legs caught under me, and then they were trying to push me back, and they kind of felt like they hyperextended my back or something. Then on the next play, I kind of hit my back and kind of hurt. That's what he said. Then I got up, and then that's when, so essentially, let me clarify that. He says, then on the next play, which wasn't the next play, I kind of hit my back. So essentially he's talking about when Milano hit him, he landed and hit his back, and then he hit his head. Then I got up, and that's kind of when I stumbled. My back kind of locked up on me for the most part. I'm good. I passed whatever concussion protocol they had, so I'm good. Then they say, can you tell us about the 45-yard bomb to Jalen Waddle? At that point, you feeling anything throwing-wise, or were you just able to throw the way you normally do? And he said, it was uncomfortable going in. I guess you could say it was the adrenaline that was keeping me going with the throw. But Mike called a play that he thought would work, and if we got a certain look, we wanted to take advantage of it. So it looked like they ran a quarters coverage. Can't read defenses, though. I'm sorry. I got to stop being petty. And they played real deep, so I tried to hold the boundary. I got to stop being petty. Or the field safety to Tyreek's side. Gotta stop being petty out of hair. It's been bothering me. I tried to hold him, and then I came back to Waddle, trusted that Waddle would beat his guy, which he did. So it was a back. So essentially, when he tried the QB sneak, I think it was on like 2nd and goal or something, he got like bent backwards, torqued his back, and then when Milano pushed him, he landed right on his back, and him getting up and stumbling going down is because his back locked up. I've had somebody on Twitter who is essentially a doctor in that aspect say that, yes, it was a concussion. He's seen that happen before. It was his back. I've had you guys hit me up who've had back problems say the same exact thing. So, again, they're looking into it. The NFL and the NFLPA is investigating it. But again, I think they're going to find a big old nothing burger, because if he did have a concussion to the severity of him falling down like that, he would not have been able to make the plays, understand the playbook, make recognitions, make the audibles he did, nothing like that with that severity of a concussion, because I've had that severity of a concussion. To this day, I got that severity of the concussion my freshman year of high school. That is back in 2001. To this day, I still get migraines where I go partially blind from how severe that concussion was. So again, they're going to find a nothing burger. So I just want to address that real quick, because a lot of people are like, well, it was a concussion, and now we're arguing. And now people are saying that Mike McDaniel and Tua are lying. They're going to find nothing, and that's it. But now let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into the stuff that's a little bit of this stuff. The Miami Dolphins right now are 3-0. The Miami Dolphins right now are number 1 in the AFC. Not just the AFC East. They are number 1 in the whole AFC. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm not going to talk about nothing else. It's like, just don't. You know why. You know why. Don't be a jinx. Just leave it at that. All I'm going to say is they're number 1 in the AFC. That's it. I'm not saying anything. But a fun fact also, if the Miami Dolphins were drafted, if the draft was tomorrow with the 49ers losing to the Denver Broncos, the Miami Dolphins would be picking 8th. So not only did the Dolphins go out and beat the Buffalo Bills, are 3-0, number 1 in the AFC, but they'd also be drafting top 10. Get some good talent. You can get some good talent at top 10. So let's get into some stats. Oh, one last thing. Sorry, before we get into some stats, one last thing. With that win against the Buffalo Bills, that is the 8th straight home win for the Miami Dolphins. That is the longest record in that stadium. 8 straight wins in that stadium. Just want to throw that one out at you. Some stats. Quarterback rating, Tua Tagovailoa, 117.8. That is 2nd ranked in the NFL. Passing yards, 925. That is 2nd ranked in the NFL. Touchdowns, he has 8 touchdowns on the season. That is 3rd ranked in the NFL. As for the stats, and I'm not saying he is, I'm not saying he isn't, not saying anything, but stat-wise, Tua Tagovailoa is a top 5, possibly top 2 quarterback in the NFL. Stat-wise. I'm saying stat-wise. Calm you Jets. Stat-wise. Jalen Waddle. He has had 1+ reception for 40+ yards every game this season so far. First 3 games, he's had at least 1 catch of 40+ yards. That's why we drafted the man. He is 2nd in the NFL in passing yards, reception yards with 342, and he is tied for 2nd in the NFL in receiving touchdowns with 3. Tyreek Hill is 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards with 317. The fact that we are going into week 4 and Tua Tagovailoa needs 75 more passes to be at 1,000 passing yards. Man's going to throw 75 passing yards on Thursday. That's ridiculous. No one saw that coming. No one saw the Miami Dolphins sitting at 3-0 right now. Nobody. I didn't even see that coming. I honestly thought they probably would have lost to the Baltimore Ravens. I said, if you go back and look at my prediction on Reason's channel, I had them beating the Patriots, I had them losing to Baltimore, and I had them beating the Buffalo Bills. And nobody had the Miami Dolphins going 3-0. Nobody. But man, oh man, I'm just sitting here enjoying the crap out of it. It's a ginger ale. I love ginger ale. Just enjoying the crap out of it. That's all you could do, right? Enjoy it. I'm giving myself until noon today, or about like 1, 2 o'clock today, and then I'm done. I'm on to Cincinnati. I'm enjoying it. Because if you watch the post game in the locker room with the Miami Dolphins, literally, he said, "Enjoy this tonight, but we got to move on to Cincinnati. Move on to Cincinnati. Enjoy it. I'm going to talk about what I need to talk about. After I talk about this video, I'm done." So essentially, me recording this tonight, I'm done. I'm moving on because I got so much content for you this week because it's a short week for me. Fantastic. So let's get into the Buffalo Bills since it's still Sunday for me, and I'm going to talk about them being ocean level salty. Own up to you lost. Regardless of the situations, just own up to it. Hey, we lost. It is what it is. We'll see you in December 18th in Buffalo. Just leave it at that. Good game. We both got banged up. Your players had a ton of cramps. Our players had a ton of cramps. We're banged up. It was a good, hard-fought game between the two of us. We'll see you December 18th. Boop. That is the classy way of taking a loss. Plain and simple. They couldn't. Injuries. The reason they lost is because of injuries. The reason they lost is because of the refs. The reason they lost is because they beat themselves. And the reason they lost is because of that huge star that is in the middle of our solar system that our planets revolve around. They're blaming the heat. They're blaming the sun on the reason they lost. It wasn't even as hot as it wasn't even as hot as the Patriots game. And they're blaming the heat. Last time they were down in Miami on week 2, last year, it was hotter. And they smacked the crap out of us. Don't be like that. Don't be that person. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Don't be that person. Because I have proof and I have receipts of people being Buffalo Bill fans. And again, I'm not clumping you all together because Buffalo Bill fans are clumping all of us Dolphin fans together. I'm not clumping you all together at all. But I have receipts of some of you guys celebrating Tua potentially getting injured. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. I have a receipt of somebody that's in our own fan base doing the same thing, but I'm going to leave that alone. Don't be that person. Never wish injury on a player. That's messed up. That's their livelihood. Come on. That being said, I'm done with the Buffalo Bills. 3-0 on to Cincinnati. Big game. Thursday night heading to Cincinnati. I wish it was home. Really does benefit the team when they play at home. If you notice with the Baltimore Ravens game, we were playing at home. Really does help the home team when you play those Thursday games. But you're heading to Cincinnati. It is a short week for the Miami Dolphins, and it's also a short week for moi. I have to do the film breakdown, which I'm debating if I'm releasing it tonight or tomorrow. The film normally doesn't come out till later on Monday. So you got the film breakdown. You also have me and Big O. You have the picks video I have to do. Yeah, you have 3 videos I have to do in 2 days. So my thought process is this. You're going to get the film breakdown tomorrow. You're going to get the me and Big O. I could have swore there was a third thing. The third or fourth thing I do. And you're going to get probably the picks in the same day. So Wednesday, you're going to get 2 videos. Tomorrow, you're going to get 1. I think I normally do that. I don't know why I'm stressing myself out over a shorter week. I think I normally do that. Oh, preview. That is why. I'm like thinking to myself, there's another thing I have to do. I have to do a preview for the game. That will be Wednesday. I'm not going to give you 3 videos on Wednesday. So here's my thing. You know what I'm going to do? See my predicament? Like my brain is just racking. You're going to get the film breakdown tomorrow. I always put the film breakdown on Tuesday. I think I'm also going to give you a preview tomorrow as well. Then you're going to get the Big O show. And I don't think I'm going to I think I'll give you the picks on Friday. Because the preview, I'm going to give you who I'm picking for the Bengals Dolphins game. So on Friday, you will get the picks. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. You're going to get all the content. It just depends on when you get it. That's my thought process. This is what runs through my head. Thursday games throw me off, throw my whole schedule off, because normally it's Tuesdays, film breakdown. Wednesday is picks and Big O. Then Thursday, I take a break. I breathe for a minute, unless, cool content or a reaction video comes out you guys want me to do. And then Friday, you get your preview. Saturday, I breathe. Sunday, you get the live stream. That's my normal schedule. Thursdays throw me off. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the film breakdown. Maybe you'll get the preview as well. I don't know. I love you. Hope you hit that subscribe button. Hope you like the content. Other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.